Item: SCP-787. Object Class: Safe. Special Containment Procedures: SCP-787 is currently contained within Hangar 04 at Sector 28. Security cameras and sound recording equipment are to be stationed in the cockpit, passenger area, and baggage hold of SCP-787 to record any anomalous events. In the event of any anomalous activity within SCP-787, access to the interior of SCP-787 is to be prohibited for a minimum of 72 hours. Description: SCP-787 is a Boeing 747-200 airliner of unknown manufacturing date and call sign. The exterior of SCP-787 has been painted over, including all passenger windows. Paint was wet upon recovery, drying soon after. The mechanical components of SCP-787 are all undamaged and functional, and show no signs of use. Non-mechanical components of SCP-787, including carpeting, upholstery, and luggage, are in an advanced state of decay. The pilot and co-pilot seats have been removed, replaced with two piles of computer components arranged in the shape of chairs. SCP-787 initially manifested on June 1987, in a field located approximately km from Bremerton, Washington. SCP-787 contains the bodies of 515 deceased individuals, henceforth referred to as SCP-787-A. The cause of death varies among specimens, with causes including strangulation, exsanguination, drowning, starvation, bullet wounds, stab wounds and blunt force trauma. Certain mutilations are common throughout SCP-787 specimens regardless of cause of death, including removal of the tongue, 23 instances, scalping, 73 instances, carving of Cyrillic letters into the left palm, 230 instances, no pattern found, and removal of fingertips, 498 instances. All SCP-787 specimens are in advanced stages of decay, but have shown no signs of further putrefaction. Visual apparitions or unexplained noises will spontaneously manifest within SCP-787. These incidents have not occurred when SCP-787 is occupied. Attempts to enter SCP-787 after these events will result in violent physical expulsion from SCP-787 by an unknown force, accompanied by severe organ damage and internal bleeding. The period this secondary effect remains varies, but has not lasted longer than 72 hours. Recorded anomalous activity within SCP-787 includes: the 8th of January 1988, sound of pounding against doors and windows on the left side of SCP-787, lasting 7 minutes and 15 seconds. Interior cameras picked up no movement during this period. The 23rd of February 1990, male voice heard in forward men's wash closet, repeating the phrase "philosophers always run from the advanced thickening treatment" 5 times. The 10th of June 1993, in-flight movie activates, displaying a repeating series of 7 black and white still images of a deceased male human, accompanied by a female voice reading a gynecology manual in Czech. Lasts for 43 minutes. The 27th of December 1993, fasten seatbelt sign flickered on and off for 3 hours and 41 minutes. Accompanied by a repeated loop of the first 15 seconds of White Rabbit by Jefferson Airplane played over the speaker system. This is the longest recorded anomalous event within SCP-787. The 30th of July 1997, indistinct humanoid figure manifests in aisle next to seat H43 and removes the emergency air supply. Figure places breathing mask on and stands still for 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Before removing mask and walking out of frame. Figure does not appear on any other cameras. The 15th of January 2001, Manifestation of an indistinct humanoid figure approximately 1 meter in height. Figure sits in the co-pilot's chair for 3 minutes and 50 seconds, making soft whimpering noises, before vomiting onto the control console and exiting the cockpit. Examination of the vomit revealed traces of nitrous oxide, thorium, bird droppings, and 3 human fingernails. The 5th of May 2005, a female voice is heard throughout SCP-787, saying, "For your comfort and enjoyment today, pancakes will now be served. Please do not leave your seat. Pancakes will now be served. Please do not leave your seat. Do not leave your seat. Leave your seat. Please. Pancakes will now be served. Yo pancakes." The 9th of September 2007, emergency air supplies deployed and retracted repeatedly for 14 minutes, 15 seconds, accompanied by screaming from a group of 10-20 people. Pitch of screaming shifted depending on current position of breathing masks. The 29th of November 2008, internal temperature shifts from 20 degrees C to 13 degrees Celsius over the space of 19 seconds, remaining at this temperature for 10 minutes and 29 seconds, before resuming average temperature.